Hello there, welcome back to Paul's Stuff. This is my space on YouTube where I can talk about all the things I love. Lots of Star Wars, lots of lightsabers. Today's about lightsabers, no apologies, that's what I love at the moment. So today's going to be looking at a new saber and some sound fonts. You may recall I have an earlier video on I believe they're called Nexus now, used to be LGT. They're Darth Maul saber from episode 1, Phantom Menace. That's this one. Love this saber. I said at the time, it's a great saber to buy. It's effectively, it unscrews in the middle, and it's effectively two lightsabers in one. Two separate cores in here. So you can use both the hilts independently of one another. So now recently, Nexus have introduced another Darth Maul double-ended lightsaber. This is Maul's saber from season 7 of the Clone Wars cartoon series. Once again, this is double-ended lightsaber. It unscrews in the middle. There's a coupler here. But this time, the saber is asymmetrical. Just bring in the other one so you can see them both together. They're similar but not the same. So the history of this saber, during the duel on Naboo, the Duel of the Fates, Obi-Wan Kenobi cuts this lightsaber, the original Maul double-ended lightsaber, in half. And after the duel, Maul is very badly injured, as we know. He's cut in half. Which you might think is the end of him, but no, he survives that. And he retains one half of that lightsaber, which still works. That's this half. We'll just take this apart, and for a moment I'll deal with it as two separate pieces. So for most of the Clone Wars, this is the lightsaber that Darth Maul is using. It's half of his original lightsaber hilt. It's a nice single hilt. it's a great lightsaber all round, really. So he has this. He battles various Jedi with it. He battles the Mandalorians with it, and kills their leader. I think, is it Paz Vizsla? I can't remember. It's one of the Vizsla clan, who has the dark saber, and he battles him, and he actually gets this shot out of his hand, but manages to defeat him. And then in season 7, we see Maul kind of running amok through Mandalore and the Outer Rim, and involved with crime syndicates and all sorts of things. And part of the climax of that story arc is he has a lightsaber battle with Ahsoka Tano. And at that point, Maul has fashioned a second lightsaber hilt to go with the first one. So these are the two hilts you'll get in this lightsaber set. Okay, you can see each of them has a Covertech wheel on it, so each of them can be worn on the belt separately. These are Maul's two sabers from season 7 of the Clone Wars, and in that battle with Ahsoka Tano, Maul obviously uses this lightsaber in its staff configuration. This one comes with a nice little coupler, vented coupler, so the sound comes out. And these two will screw together to, as you've seen previously, make that staff. There we go, Darth Maul's staff. So I've got the same sound fonts on both of these. I'll run through those for you in a moment, but to do that I'm going to pop the saber apart again and pop a blade in just one half of it. I will show you two blades in, but for ease of demonstrating the sound fonts and things that are on here, I will just use one half. A little bit about these hilts. They both have the new Nexus core. This one doesn't give you much access to the core, so to access the battery or the SD card you have to take the core out on this one, which is not difficult. This button unscrews, and then there's a couple of screws on the back and the core will just come out. So it's not a great hardship. You can charge it, has a charging port. So that's this side of the saber, and then this one unscrews nearer to the middle of the core. So with this one you can access the card, you can't access the battery, you have to take the core out. That involves 2 screws at the back, and again it has a charging port on it. So access to this one not so bad, just the battery you need to dismantle the lightsaber in order to in order to access the battery. But with this half, yeah, to access anything other than the charging port, you need to take the core out of the saber. So we'll turn this on. Nice little activation button here. Take the blade plug out, and this half I've got a Hero blade plug from Saber Armory. Many of you know I like Saber Armory for blade plugs. This hilt, both these hilts take 7/8 inch blades. I opted to go with 32 inch blades on these. I think anything longer than that, I mean this is really long with 32 inch blades in, so with longer blades than that it would be very unwieldy. I bought this one from Padawan Outpost. They've just got them in and should have them in stock now. First sound font on here is a new sound font from Howes Kybers. If you go to Howes Kybers, you can get a discount. I'll leave the code in the description area of this video. You can get a discount from Howes Kybers by entering the code Paul Stuff. Don't think you get the discount on the sound fonts, but I'm pretty sure you get it on sabers and that sort of thing. So if you want to get a little bit of a discount from Howes Kybers, you can get that via that code. So the first sound font on here is their Season 7 Darth Maul font, and All of these fonts are on both of the hilts for this saber. So this is an episode 7, sorry, a season 7 Darth Maul font from Howes Kybers. I've got it set up with a fire blade in red and broken ignition. All of my Maul sound fonts I've got set up with broken ignitions. For some reason they just seem to make sense to me for a Maul saber. So all of them have broken ignitions. So blast the block. Tip drag. Lock up. And then this has quotes from season 7 of the Clone Wars from Darth Maul. Okay, so that's Howes Kybers Darth Maul Season 7. The next sound font on here is... In a galaxy war savage, there's only one way to get the attention of the Jedi. Slaughter of the innocent, mercilessly and without compromise. So this is... again, Howes Kybers font. This is their Clone Wars Darth Maul font. This is set up with broken ignition and this time a cracked blade. So this one will have the white sort of sparkle that goes through it. There's the cracked blade going on. And then this one has quotes from Clone Wars. I have been waiting for you. Forgotten me so easily after I killed your masters. You cannot imagine the depths I would go to stay alive, fueled by my singular hatred for you. That's Howes Kybers, Darth Maul, the Clone Wars. I've also got Howes Kybers new, I don't think it is new, the episode 1 Darth Maul sound font is now on this hilt as well. I won't play that for you today because today's about the other saber. And the next sound font on here is the Horned Menace from Ronin Sabers. This again is a Clone Wars version of that. Of course I survived. This is a Clone Wars version of Horned Menace from Ronin Sabers. Then the fire blade. Lock up. And quotes. Well, scenes from the Clone Wars.
Remember, the first and only reality of the Sith. There can only be two. And you are no longer my apprentice. You have been replaced.
So that's Ronin Sabers Horned Menace. The other two fonts I've got on here, Kyberphonics Menace and K-Sith's Crimson Menace, both with soundtracks and quotes from Clone Wars rather than Episode 1. I've covered those before on the Episode 1 Saber. So what I'll do now is pop the two sabers back together. Pop a blade in the other end and show you what I can of it with both blades in. It's not all going to show in frame because it's too long. The blade plug in this one is another blade plug from Saber Armory. This is their DV6. Don't know if I mentioned, but this saber, in common with a lot of the newer Nexus sabers, has 7/8 inch diameter blades, which I really like. There are some advantages to them. I guess they're probably a little bit more fragile than the 1-inch blades, but they are lighter. I think they look better. They look less chunky than the 1-inch blades, but it's really personal preference. So on this saber, the control switch is this end of this block, and I've gone too far with that. There we go. There we go with both blades lit. I'm trying to get as much of it in as I can. There's some nice shine through effects on this end of the blade. There's a little bit on this one, not as much as the original hilt. There's good sound with both blades interacting. Each end of the saber still operates independently, so you do have to manage it a little bit, but yeah, there she is lit. So I was saying this half of the hilt comes in season 7 of the Clone Wars. I believe it was originally designed to be one of Asajj Ventress's hilts, but was never given to her, and then it was used as this sort of replacement hilt by Darth Maul in season 7 of the Clone Wars. So there's a little bit of history to it. Another lovely saber from Padawan Outpost. Great place to buy sabers. Howes Kybers, another great place to buy sabers, and say if you go there, you get a small discount by putting in the code Paul Stuff. Yeah, recommend this one. And like the previous hilt, it's great value. Effectively, for the sort of price of one character hilt, you're getting 2 character hilts, and in this case 2 different character hilts, which just happen to be able to be screwed together as well. So yeah, really good value for money. The 7/8 inch blades are nice. the finish on these is getting really, really good now from Nexus. They've really sort of upped their game in terms of the finishes on the Sabers. A lot of them used to be just that plain chromey finish, and now we're getting these nice brushed finishes, and maybe a lot more thought going into things like how the buttons operate and things like that. So yeah, highly recommend it. This is the Darth Maul version 2 at Padawan Outpost. It's Nexus's season 7 of the Clone Wars Darth Maul lightsaber staff. So hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider giving it a like. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, then please consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this and some other things as well. As I say, it's mainly Star Wars, but not always. Lots of lightsabers, but not always. Do other things as well. There's a growing back catalogue of videos on the channel now. If you want to go back over some of those, there's the video for this hilt, the episode 1 Darth Maul, and lots of other hilts as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon, but for now, cheerio.